8 or 24?
Number 8. 24 was more challenging.
It's Monday, so that means 3 things. 1, I'm not your MCM. 2, it's a Mama Monday. And 3, it's time for the A24 podcast. How you guys doing? I'm your host, the product of poverty's environment, the Pope Chuck Paul. Episode 105, Family Feud. What's that line that Jay say? No family can't stick together if the family feuds or whatever. Yeah, whatever that shit is. I think that was on what album? 444? Yep, 444. Not to be mistaken by the Sixers championship run or the Wendy's meal. Hope you guys enjoying your Monday. Hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. Man, it'd be crazy because like I'll come into an episode like the weekend before the Friday or whatever, and I'm like, all right, cool. Some things from last week I could still continue on. Then boom, some other bullshit happens. Then boom, even more bullshit happens. I wouldn't even say bullshit, just more things to talk about. I was gonna talk about the whole Joe Buttons. He had something to say about Michael B. Jordan's reaction to L'Oreal on the red carpet. Then Angela Yee and Envy, well, I wouldn't even say they had a back and forth. Angela Yee had an interview on Tamron Hall, and Envy didn't agree with the things that she said. We'll get into that. We got John Morant thinking he's fucking Loke Dog. We'll talk about that for a little bit. But what we're really gonna get into is this Chris Rock special that came on Netflix Saturday night, Selective Outrage. And you know, as of late, well, I'd say the majority of all my episodes tackle selective outrage. And people not, quote unquote, keeping that same energy with similar situations, you know? And Chris Rock did this so well, you know? A lot of folks are probably just only going to talk about what he had to say about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, but that was only like 7 minutes of the whole special, and the special was an hour. He just, you know what I'm saying? He talked about Republicans, he talked about Democrats, he talked about gays, transgenders, he talked about rich corporations, he talked about poor people, black people, white people, called white people cracker. But all people could talk about is him calling Jada Pinkett Smith a bitch. Funny thing is, a lot of these motherfuckers were saying that shit for a minute. They were calling her all types of shit, you know? And Chris Rock pointed that out. Well, we all know how it all started. He even elaborated how it really started, at least from his perspective. How when Will wasn't nominated for an Oscar for the movie Concussion, Jada wanted everybody to boycott, and it was the year that I think Chris Rock was hosting. He was like, I'm not going to boycott this shit. And she got upset. I think that's what it stems down from. And I think he made a joke about the movie and whatnot at the time. And even the G.I. Jane joke wasn't that serious. He could have stayed in his seat and just yelled out, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. But he got up there, he did what he did, like, hey look, you can't tell people how to feel, right? So you can't tell Chris how he should feel. I read a tweet saying that, he was hiding this whole time and decided to come out. I'm like, this dude was on tour with Chappelle and Kevin Hart the next night. You know? He talked about how even when they're portrayed as cartoon characters, he said Will Smith is a shark. I'm a damn I think he said zebra or giraffe or some shit. Cause no, he's a Madagascar. He's like, it's no secret he's bigger than me and he could beat my ass. He said Charlemagne called him a bitch. Envy called him a bitch. He said Drink Champs, they called him a bitch. He didn't mention that 50 was talking about him too. He said all these people were talking about you, but you hit me. He said it ain't my fault. Now this might not be verbatim, paraphrasing. He said it ain't my fault. You know, no one told you to do an interview with the woman who cheated on you. Like no one, like, this is all boils down from your wife banging your son's friend. Something that everyone's been saying. And he said Will Smith too has selective outrage. Yeah, I believe it. You know, I won't get too much into the jokes. I mean, one joke that was made its rounds on the internet before the special dropped was that he watched the movie Emancipation just to see Will Smith get his ass whooped. And some folks took offense to that. You know, people been trying to say this whole Chris Rock doesn't like black people or black women, this, that, and the fourth. People use that you hate black women shit whenever you say something that's, I don't know, like any kind of joke towards black women. Yeah, we can make fun of black men, white women, gay men, but we gotta leave the black women. Let's stop that bullshit, first of all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He really gave it to him, in my opinion. And it wasn't like, I don't think he went too hard. I think he just said enough to get his point across. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you came at the one dude that you know that you could beat in the fight, and there's other motherfuckers who's saying this shit before I even said anything. Hey, but look, man, what's done is done. He said his piece. I think Will did his, he had a public apology, you know. I think after it happened, he was laying low for a little bit. I mean, look, I think I mentioned it on a prior episode, like, if it were me or whatever, I would just step to him backstage like, yo, wifey ain't like what you said, can you apologize? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a joke. It ain't that deep, you know what I'm saying? You got his own daughter saying she missed Tupac, never met him. Jada's still talking about him. There's a lot going on, man. Dude might need therapy or more therapy, because I'm sure he's in therapy now for all this shit going on. Ooh, yeah. Chris Rock, Selective Outrage. It's on Netflix. Check it out. I must say, I did like it. I did like it, man. And you know, I found an interesting line I'm gonna start using. It's hypocrisy till they do your autopsy. Y'all glorify it until you're horrified by it. Yeah. Selective outrage. A lot of you motherfuckers, man. I'm keeping that same, man. Like, think about it. Everybody's upset he called Jada a bitch. But I bet you nobody's gonna say anything about him saying how black Draymond Green is. You know? Oh man. I love it, man. Oh, I love when shit like this rubs people the wrong way. 'Cause that's how you know it worked. You feel me? Oh, let's move on to motherfucking Angela Yee versus DJ Envy. So Angela Yee was on this talk show, Tamron Hall. It's funny, I don't think I've ever watched this shit, but she interviews a lot of people and whatnot. And Angela Yee recently left the Breakfast Club. She has her own show now. I believe it's called Way Up with Angela. I don't know if it's all the way. I think it's Way Up with Angela Yee. It comes on right after the Breakfast Club, so they run concurrent. So it's the Breakfast Club, I think, from like 6 to 10. Angela Yee's like from 10 to 12. I think she has the comedian Godfrey on there. Funny dude. But this is what she had to say about her time on the Breakfast Club.
The lone woman, because you were the lone woman on this show with a lot of bravado, with a lot of edge, disruptive, and that's why millions of people love the show. it seemed to me that people were always riding you.
Yeah, and I was the only woman who worked there too. I mean, when it came to producers, camera people, and it wasn't an easy room for me to be in.
I didn't know that.
So I feel like I did need more like backup, because even things that I felt as a woman, it is, if somebody can't understand your point of view because they're not coming from where you come from. And so that was hard for me too, to be the only woman there with nobody to be like, check somebody, you shouldn't have said that like that. It's just me. And there were times I did do that behind the scenes because we should be able to do that. That's part of what it is. I'm not always going to agree. But it's hard when nobody's like, you know what, she's right. Or let's all have a conversation about this. It's just kind of like you say what you say and then...
First of all, why is everyone wearing masks still? Two, everyone's clapping like, you can't talk about, if a woman says something, you gotta believe her. Automatically, nope, without any facts, numbers, whatever. So, when this posted on Shade Room, motherfucking DJ Envy and a few people had some things to say. Where's his tweet? He tweeted, Cap, that's just not true. Cap, there are plenty of women that work behind the scenes on the Breakfast Club. Then Lil Mama has something to say. Oh, please, she was up there playing foul games too. She has helped make multiple women, of color especially, feel like the only woman in that room numerous of times. Rock throwing, hands hiding. Bitch. Hashtag. Then Erica Mena, DJ Envy's side chick, has something to say about Angela Yee as well. But I mean, like, you're not really a victim because you was doing whole shit. But anyway, then DJ Envy, I don't know who he was being interviewed by. Hold on, let me see this. It says the Michigan Chronicle. Well, he was interviewed by the Michigan Chronicle. And DJ Envy, Shaven posted it saying that he addresses comments that Angela Yee made about being the only woman working on the Breakfast Club. He says, I think she misspoke. And here's what he had to say.
Angela Yee reflected on her time at the show and talked about being the only woman working on the Breakfast Club show. What's your reaction?
I mean, she was. I mean, it was her, Charlamagne, and myself, so she was the only woman on air. But behind the scenes, there was so many different... I mean, our boss, the actual person that pays our bills and pays our checks and hires us, is Thea Mitchum, a Hampton University graduate, by the way, who's a woman. There's a bunch of women there. I think she misspoke. I think her words were taken out of I guess, technicality. I'm sure she'll clean that up. But there's a lot of women that work on that show. I mean, we can go from Taylor, who's a producer now, to Sydney, to Samantha, to Claudia was a producer, Sasha was a producer. There was a lot of women on there. There was a lot of diverse people on there. But, I'm glad that she has her own show. She's doing well. I'm excited for her. We come on early. She comes on right after us. So, I mean, it's like anything else. Sometimes, it's no problems, no beef, nothing like that. But I just felt like, she didn't, I guess her comments and the things that she said were taken out of character and taken out of what they really meant.
Yeah. I know that you made some online comments that, really rebuff, like, oh, no, that's not true. Mm-hmm. And now people are taking that and running with it on social media. So you want to clear up on your relationship or anything? Where does that stand? Or have y'all talked about it?
No, I ain't going to clear up. I mean, it's what it is. It's the truth. It's honesty, you know what I mean? Yeah. You can be honest with all your friends, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean I don't like somebody or they don't like me. It's like, you say something foul to me, I can say something foul to you back. It is what it is. Or you say something right to me, I'll say something right to you back. I look at it like this. Mm-hmm. It's bigger than the Breakfast Club. It's bigger than Way Up With Yee. It's bigger than all that. You're talking Power 105.1, which is our home station. And my brother Clue is there. My brother Self is there. And, sometimes we argue with each other or we say things that we don't like and we say, keep it moving.
And then after that, Angela Yee gets on Twitter. She says, usually I don't comment or go back and forth with people, but there's too much spinning. And the room referred to the people in the studio, the producer, board op, videographer, and host. Yes, they are men. That doesn't mean that there aren't amazing women who are execs, salespeople, interns, and in other departments. I said this on many occasions, that it can be hard when your viewpoint is different based on your experience. I didn't anticipate that this would cause such a firestorm. Everyone texting me, are you okay? Which I appreciate. And I know I don't normally take the time to over-explain because it drags things out even more, but that's all. So what the fuck did you mean then? You're either the only woman there, no behind the scene folks, or there isn't. Because we just heard DJ Envy drop numerous names of women who work behind the scenes, including their boss. Like, was this trying to get some clickbait type shit, get some more folks to listen in on her show? I haven't listened to her show. I don't listen to radio that much, so I'm sorry. And I haven't watched The Breakfast Club in a long time. So I have no horse in this race. But yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like, what the fuck did you mean then? Like, you just chat in the chat like, oh, my goodness. But yeah, she was about to play that victim role too. She definitely was. Oh man. Oh, like I mentioned earlier, Joe Budden, he went to social media and on his podcast, and he had this to say about Michael B. Jordan. Hold on, let me find this real quick. Be trying to be all organized and shit. Look what the hell happened. All right, I got it in here. My other folder. Here we go. Yeah, it's the same.
Let me tell
Dog, you doing that to a girl is some corny nigga shit.
I can see that.
You being
That is
Michael
true.
B. Jordan today, allegedly sexiest man alive in all of these blockbuster movies.
I agree.
During your highlight week, you've probably never been more visible than you are right this second, and that's what you do to her. And if I bring back them white girl rumors, then it's gonna sound even crazier. Because why you talking to our sisters like that on the red carpet? We only talking to white bitches like that. But I'm not gonna make it racy. They say I make everything racy. That was corny of him to speak to that girl like that.
I'm not disagreeing. I would have made
Michael B. Jordan. That's why niggas call you corny.
Off air. I would have made a joke off air like word.
Hey, Creed.
You know
Hey,
what
what's
I'm
this nigga's name?
I wouldn't have did it in front of
Hey,
him.
Creed. In case you were confused, that corny ass shit you did is why niggas think you corny.
Yeah.
In case you were off a little bit as to why you niggas keep thinking that money hides corny.
This is the last nigga to be calling someone corny, to be completely honest with you. I mean, this nigga done made songs and albums dedicated to dissing his ex-girlfriends who don't even rap. Don't say our sisters when you be beating on bitches too, my nigga. Like, come on. The kettle like calling another motherfucker black, don't they? First of all, Michael B. Jordan wasn't even confrontation. I think he was just trying to throw her off a little bit. It wasn't even that serious. And to be honest with you, I don't even think he remembered her from that moment doing it in high school. I think it's because the audio was like leaked out like a week before or something like that. And she was in the audio saying, yeah, we used to call him corny because his name was Michael B. Jordan. And he ain't no Michael Jordan, that's for sure. Teenager. Who? Oh man, like some people are just slow. But also, I'm gonna see Creed tonight, and also it just grossed 100 million over the weekend. So, yeah, I'd rather be a corny movie star than a corny, just a regular corny motherfucker. But I don't think he ever came off as corny to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, then after that, Joe had this to say on his Instagram. If any other black multimillionaire embarrassed a woman working on the red carpet because she thought he was corny in the 7th grade, y'all will call him a lot more than corny. Also, I work for me, and I'm not firing myself. I said what I said. Get off my dick. Love management. Sometimes I think Joe tried to just play devil's advocate, or he could be a little bit jealous because, like, maybe Michael B. Jordan is the more famous guy from Jersey now. You know, but it's not even that deep. Not even that deep, you know. I'm sure she's gonna go on with her life and do whatever she does, and Michael B gonna go about his life and do whatever he does, which is make movies and shit. You know, man, everybody happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's stop beefing with each other. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta slap each other. We ain't gotta do interviews and talk about each other. You know. We ain't got to make fun of motherfuckers for having headshots because they're an actual model and actor. We ain't got to do all that shit, man. Come on. And we ain't got to punch 17-year-old kids 12 times in the face for hitting you with the ball by accident. Ja Morant, this motherfucker think this above the rim. You know what I'm saying? He pulling up with the hammer to work. You think he King Von or something? Like, yo, what is wrong? What is wrong with these kids, man? It's like they work so hard to get out the hood, then try to prove that they're a gangster or whatever, while doing illegal stuff in the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes no sense. My bad, text someone real quick. But yeah, like, it makes no sense to me. Like, so last year, he got into a situation where his neighbor was playing, they were playing basketball together, and the neighbor hit him with the basketball by accident, and Ja hit him like 12 times, the neighbor said, knocking him down. They said Ja came back he didn't pull a gun out, but he had it exposed, and his dad said, get back in the house. So the neighbor had said, I'm gonna light your house up like fireworks. I don't know if that was before or after Ja showed him the hammer. You know what I'm saying? There was another situation. Ja's mom got into an argument with somebody, I think someone at a sneaker store or whatever. The Ja came back like 9 deep. His mans, I think, pushed one of the security cops. And Ja was like, yo, what time that dude get off work? We know he wasn't asking what time he got off work so they could, you know, play one-on-one. Feel me? And after all these allegations, Ja Morant posted himself with a gun in a nightclub. So the Grizzlies first said he's going to be away from the team for at least 2 games. They didn't say suspension. They said away from the team for at least 2 games. Now they're saying indefinitely. Ja Morant released this statement. Statement from Ja Morant. I take full responsibility for my actions last night. I'm sorry to my family, teammates, coaches, fans, partners, the city of Memphis, and the entire Grizzlies organization for letting you down. I'm going to take some time away to get help and work on learning better methods of dealing with stress and my overall well-being. Nigga, bringing a gun into the club, wait, how was that stressful? How was it stressful to get hit with a basketball by accident? Nigga, you gotta stop, bruh. You gotta stop. And then Nike made a statement via Shams. We appreciate Ja's accountability. And that he is taking the time to get the help he needs. We support his prioritization of his well-being. Kyrie did far less than this shit, and he was dragged through the mud. Dragged. People, please keep the same energy. Selective outrage at its finest. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. What did I say? It's hypocrisy till they do your autopsy. Y'all glorify it until you're horrified by it. Like, I just gotta stop. Ja Morant, for real, seriously, my nigga. Cool down. Like, his pops, be his dad, not his friend. You know what I'm saying? He be all on the front row, drunk, whatever. I'm having a good time. Fruit of his labor, you know what I'm saying? He raised his son, you know what I'm saying, to be this man. You know, he's doing his thing in the league. Please, stop it. Stop it. Oh, one thing I'm glad about the whole Will Smith thing, that he didn't get canceled, because I love Bel-Air. And the second season is back, and Will is trying to impress an AAU coach who might be grimy or whatever. We don't know. Tatiana Ali is in there. She's the new Ashley's favorite teacher, and she gets fired for like trying to teach more black stuff. That was pretty interesting. And BMF, Charles got caught cheating. And you know what I found out earlier this week? That Lucille was on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in the back of the day. Look at that shit. Wait till Charles find out she used to be giving Will money, and now all of a sudden she acting broke. Whew. Snowfall, Leon returned from Africa with Wanda. Now he got to pick a side. Is he gonna ride with Franklin, or he gonna ride with Unc? I mean, it might be Franklin because Unc already said, "Nigga, you ain't family." Sheesh, that was hard. That was a hard episode. Wu-Tang American Saga. Wu-Tang is back off tour. They opened a Wu store, and guess who's popping now? Biggie. And you can see the hate in Ghost and Ray's eyes. I think they actually have beef in real life. Could be wrong. Godfather of Harlem. The CIA and the feds are fighting over trying to get Malcolm X. They're trying to use anyone they can to do it. They even killed one of Bumpy's banker partners. And that episode was just crazy. Definitely watch Godfather of Harlem. Is dope. Chin Chigante's daughter gotta go. She's getting motherfuckers killed by accident and on purpose. Sheesh. Oh, that was a lot for one episode. But we got it done. We talked about Selective Outrage with Chris Rock. Yee versus Envy. Joe Button calling somebody corny. My goodness. Ja Morant thug ass. This motherfucker, man. Oof. Lordy. Before I let go, grab you an A24 t-shirt. Got them in white, we got them in black. In the TKOMG shop. Like I always say, like, share, subscribe, comment. God is good. God is great. Thank God my paper's straight. I am the Pope Chuck Paul. Peace out.